We had a big day at Poppy's Corner today. We've been out shooting, mostly black powder. And now it's time to wind down and clean them a little bit. We're gonna start in here in the kitchen. My lovely wife puts up with me. She allows me to do this kind of thing. Best place to clean a black powder revolver. I'm gonna start with a second model Dragoon, big heavy Colt pistol. This is the first time it was ever shot. We had some problems with it earlier. But I think it was just the wedge was too tight. So I'm gonna pop that wedge out with my great little hammer with the plastic head, no mar feature. Does a great job of popping that wedge. Now earlier today, as I tried to remove the barrel, which you do by putting your loading lever between two cylinders and pushing it forward, it would only come to right here. I said, well, how about that? I have some that'll come all the way apart when you get there. So you've got a little retaining screw here for your wedge. You can back that screw out and get it out of the way, because that wedge is going to have to come all the way out on this Dragoon. On my 1860 that I'll show you a little later, you don't have to do that. Now, I'll clean both of these firearms so each one will have its own place. This one is going to go over here to dry, and I'll have the 1860 closer by. So we've got the screw out. Now the wedge should pull right out by hand. Throw it in there. That's some hot water with some Dawn dishwashing liquid. From there, if it's stubborn, you can push it a little and the barrel just pulls off. And I can see a little residue in the end of it from the wads we were shooting, the felt wads or wool or whatever they are. And a little residue around here will get cleaned up. We'll put that in there too and let it soak. The cylinder will just slide off like this, and some people wouldn't do this, but these are going to dry out pretty quick. This is going in the sink too. Woo, that's hot. Now, because this is the first time this revolver has been shot, I'm going to check these nipples. I don't know if they came from the factory with any lubricant on them, but I'm going to back them out one at a time. It looks like that has a little grease on it. That's good. But I'm going to clean them up pretty good with a little brush. We're thinking about even replacing the nipples on these, because we had a lot of cap jams today, and we've still got a few more things to try. We're working with the percussion cap keepers, the little tubular silicone pieces that hold your percussion cap in place. Had one cap jam with the 1860. A lot of difficulty with this Dragoon, but we may go with some of the aftermarket nipples or just keep trying different caps until we find something that it likes better. So these are regular right hand thread, and you have 6 of them. You want to be real careful and make sure this side of the sink has a stopper in it, naturally, to hold my water in place. You don't want to lose one of these down the drain, but I want this whole cylinder cleaned up really good. It's got a little residue in it. I don't know if you can see that, but once again, we're going to throw it in that hot water. We're gonna put these nipples in hot water. On this side of the sink, I've got a strainer, so if I happen to drop a nipple over here, at least I'm not gonna lose it. Now, I'm gonna do my best to reach in here and get something. Whatever I get, woohoo, is what I get, because this is hot. So I've got the cylinder, and I've got a brush here that fits pretty good, and I'm gonna just brush it out there a little bit. Hot water works really good for black powder. A little dishwashing liquid in there with it. It does an excellent job cleaning all that up. And then if you've got a little soft brush, you just brush all this on the back, around the works, up in here. And I've actually got this water a little hotter than it needs to be. As you can see, I'm getting some gunk off of that. And wow, that looks a whole lot better. Doesn't take much. You just want to make sure you get it all off. So like I said, these are two separate revolvers, so I'm going to put the parts for one here. The other one will go here. And I'm going to cool this water down just a little bit, because I can't put my hand in it. It doesn't have to be that hot. Then we'll take this. And I want to rinse it with fairly warm water, which will help it dry faster. So I'm going to just brush the inside of this action a little bit and bring the hammer all the way back. Get that all cleaned up in there and all up in here. As we all know, black powder is very corrosive. So we want to get all that residue off. To work that action a little bit. Get everything out of there. And we're going to kind of lean it up against that cylinder so all that water can run out and dry. Once it's completely dry, I've got some CVA slick breech and nipple grease. Put a little bit of that on each nipple as we put them back in so they don't seize up on us. And I like to rub the outside down, the inside of the bore with this bore butter. It's a great product. Right in here on the inside of the action, you can put a little light oil like Hoppies or rim oil, whatever you prefer. Under here, WD-40, it doesn't matter, but you want to remember that black powder and petroleum products do not mix. They tend to make a big ugly gel, crud, and a mess. So you want to lubricate with something natural. You can use vegetable oil, crisco. In the summer, crisco may be a little thin, but I use it to lubricate my cannons. And you can cover your cylinders with Crisco to prevent a chain fire. It works fine in the winter. Some people make their own mix with beeswax, paraffin, different things. But whatever's your favorite, suggest you use it. I get by with the boar butter. I've had no problems with it. And I've still got a little fouling in the barrel. Well, that just about got it there with one stroke of the brush. Now we'll give it a rinse. Ooh, that's still pretty warm, but that's what you want. Now that barrel is clean, and I'm gonna hold it up. Hopefully the camera will show you what I'm talking about, but it should be nice and shiny on the inside. And if it didn't show up, I'm sorry. I'm gonna lean that up also at a little angle so everything can run out. And now the fun part is getting my hand in here in this hot water where these nipples are. And they cleaned up really, really good just by soaking in that hot water. So all we're gonna do is give them a rinse. I've got 4 of them. I'm gonna lay them out over here to dry. Try to find the other 2. There's one. That even took the, if that was lubricant on them, it took it off. Flash holes are clear. Got one more of them. Ow, woo, that's hot. Maybe I should invest in a pair of thick plastic gloves. And then we'll just clean this wedge up and make sure 2, 4, 5. I see 5 nipples. The last one is probably going to be right where I expected, in the drain plug at the bottom. And blow through that. It's nice and clear. Before I put them back together, I will take my nipple pick and make sure they're absolutely clear. All right, one down, one to go. So, when we shoot black powder, we're loading our guns. We recommend that you don't smoke around them. You set everything you're not using over to the side when you are shooting because of a blast coming out the side, barrel cylinder gap, whatever. You don't want to have a bad day at the range. We also advise that you avoid alcoholic beverages while you're shooting. So when you're done, your day is over, and you wore out like this old man is, and your back hurts, and you're having muscle spasms. Hey, nothing wrong with having one of your favorite beverages while you're cleaning your weapon. The official state glass of Alabama, by the way. So this 1860, we're going to knock the wedge out a little bit with it with our non-marring hammer from Amazon. I'll leave a link down below. This one, the last time I took it apart, the barrel just pushed straight off without having to remove the wedge. A little bit of effort, but there you go. This wedge also seems to come out a little further than the one on the Dragoon. So we'll drop the cylinder in there, and there's a good bit of crud here. We're gonna let that soak. We're gonna get our cylinder out again, and just like the other one, we're gonna take these nipples out. Maybe. Those seem to be in there fairly good. Well, there it comes. I thought I was going to have to get a hammer to that one for a minute. But there's nipple number one. So sometimes if you tap on that, it may loosen it up a little. If not, if you bear with me, I have another nipple wrench, and I'll be right back with it. All right, we made it back. This is a little L-shaped nipple wrench that came with a coat collector set that I have, and hopefully it'll fit these. And provide that extra leverage I need. Apparently I had this one loose with my other wrench, so I've got it out. This is my first time using this one. And that one seemed very easy to come out also. And it's not necessary to do this every time you clean your revolver. But being as how this is the first time these Ubertis have been fired, I want to make sure that these nipples are nice and clean, and that I have some lubricant on them for the next trip to the backyard range. So yeah, that works like a charm. So once they're out or started, we'll take this little T-handle and spin them right on out. I may be mistaken, but I think somebody makes something like a deep well socket that you can use with a 1/4 inch ratchet to take these out. I'm happy with the tools I've had. I've got enough, really got too much. I need to quit shopping on Amazon so much. Love Amazon. I can find almost anything I need. If I can't, find a lot of black powder stuff at Dixie Gun Works, Mid-South Shooter Supply, Natchez, Track of the Wolf. And once again, we'll jiggle this through here a little bit. We'll take our little chamber brush, get any fouling and residue out of there. Clean all the way through that. The back of the cylinder on this one is much cleaner than the Dragoon, as I use the percussion cap keepers on this one, and they cut down a lot on the fouling. So that's nice and clean. We'll let it sit there, get to the barrel. I don't know that it makes that much difference with these, but if you're cleaning your target rifle, hunting rifle, everybody recommends that you clean from the breech end. If you clean from the muzzle end, they also recommend that you use a brush guide so you don't damage the crown or the rifling at the end of the action, which really, or at the end of the barrel, which really affects your accuracy. So we'll give that a rinse in that warm water. Get it propped up to dry. That's not too bad. Of course, I didn't put that many rounds through it today. Because I had other things to get to. I didn't really have the time I would like to have taken. And it feels like there's a piece of a cap in here now. And there he is. Right down in here. Just enough to stop your hammer from working properly. One of the most common failures to these particular pistols is the cap jam. It's coming back easier now. It looks to be cleared out. We'll put it on half cock. Rinse it all off good. And we're going to set it over here to dry also. Maybe this way. We get our nipples out. You can blow through them if you'd like. Make sure they're clear. I usually use a nipple pick to make sure there's not a speck of anything left in them. And the wedge stays in the 1860, so we don't have to worry with that. So from here, we're gonna go out back and clean a couple of muzzle loaders, and we'll let these two pistols dry. Once they're done, we'll lightly lubricate them, protect all the metal surfaces, and put them back in the safe until next time. Thanks for watching. Hey, if y'all enjoying what you're seeing here on Poppy's Corner, if you like seeing me drink coffee, an old man babbling, if you'd like to have a beer with me, hit that like button, subscribe. We're new, we're learning. I'm not a professional cinematographer. I'm using a GoPro camera to do this. Hopefully I can come up with the money, maybe with my stimulus check, and get a nice Sony, Panasonic, or some kind of higher quality camera. But in the meantime, I think this one takes pretty good video, and you can also carry it around with you. It's about the size of a deck of playing cards. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time on Poppy's Corner. Have a great afternoon.